This is the second tutorial of all the 3 tutorials about basic and common cartographic skills in ArcGIS Pro. This exercise is about labeling maps. We are going to map the rivers, lakes in Bavaria and also its major cities, and to label the names of the contents. It aims at showing how important labels are for maps and some basic rules of labeling. During this process, we will have an overview of the abundant functionalities of labeling that ArcGIS Pro offers. Labels in maps are used as the indicator of feature location, category, and hierarchy by using different fonts, postures, size, weights, and others. The placement of labels is very important. It should make it easy and very clear for map readers to know which labels are associated with which features they are describing. It is also decided by the feature types, their orientation, position, and extent. Talking about feature types, there are 3 feature types in maps, which are point, line, and polygon. For different feature type, there are different rules for labeling. Okay, so much for introduction. Let's get started. So first, we're going to download data. Datasets we're going to use today are downloaded from ArcGIS Open Data and also is created in ArcGIS Pro using the information from Wikipedia and Basemap in ArcGIS Pro. ArcGIS Open Data allows users to quickly publish or modify their open data and also download open data for free. There are 2 shapefiles that are needed for this exercise. The first one is the polygon of Germany federal states, and we only need the information of Bavaria to be the base map and also to click another dataset. Another dataset is the water surfaces in whole Germany, which are in the format of polygon. So first, we're going to download these datasets just by simply clicking Download Data and choose Shapefile. The datasets that are downloaded will be in the format of zip, so we need to unzip it. Now we're going to use ArcGIS Pro to process these datasets. So first, open ArcGIS Pro, then we're going to create a new project, New Computer Blank, and we can name the project as wanted and also the location. Here I have already created a project. After creating the new project, here is what we can see in ArcGIS Pro. So first, to insert our new shapefiles, we need to insert a new map. So we just click on Insert a New Map. And here is automatically the topographic map as our base map. If you don't want it to see in your map, so we just take this. Now we're going to add shapefiles to our project. So we click on Add Data and locate to where our datasets are. This one is a water surface layer, and then we need the border information of Germany. In the Contents pane, we can click on this layer and hold and move it up and down to change the order of the layers. In the Map pane, we can use mouse to navigate the map. Simply move up and down and zoom in and zoom out. And for more information about one feature, we can click on this feature. Then in the pop-up window, all the detailed information of this feature will be shown. For more information about one layer, we can click on this layer and right-click on it, then open Attribute Table, which is normally for vector data. In the layer of the state's border, we can see all the names of all the states are here and which biome is what we need here. Then we can click on the water surface layer, right click, open attribute table. As you can see in this column, which stands for the types of all the water surfaces, there are 2 types, still water and flowing water. But in this attribute table, we couldn't find the information about which state these water surfaces belong to. So first we need to select biome from this layer, then use the border of biome to clip the second layer. Now we are going to process our data. First, we are going to select Bavaria from the states layer. Click on this layer, then we click Analysis and Tools. In the Geoprocessing pane, we search, select, double click. In the input features, we choose the layer, states layer, then output feature class. You can just choose anywhere you want to save this data. And expression, we will choose SQL and add clause. So first, the feed we are going to work on is the one that has the name of all the states, which is GEN, and is equal to values. We can just simply choose from here, biome, and then click Add, and click on Run. As we can see, the result data set is already in the contents pane, which is called biome. And this is where we're going to map today. So we'll zoom into this place. And I'll make the attribute table a little bit smaller. Then I untick these two, which are not needed in this one. And now we need to use this border information to clip the water surface layer. Then I click on this layer and I go to Analysis, Tools, and I search Clip. Click on that. Then input features will be the water surface layer. And the clip feature will be this one, which is called biome. And output feature class, we can simply change the name and location when we want to, and run. The result layer is already here, and I named it as biome. Right click on that to see attribute table. Then as we can see, the name of the water surface are here. As we can see here, there are several lakes and rivers that has more than one polygon, and each polygon has one row, which is not very useful in our later steps. So we need to dissolve all the polygons that under the same name into one big called polygon that has several small polygons. This will give us the possibility to calculate the area of one big river or lake, and also give us the possibility to label the features better. So we're now going to dissolve this feature. To dissolve it, we click on Analysis, then Tools, and search Dissolve. Input feature will be biome, and output feature will be the location and the name of the file as needed. Dissolve field, as we can see here, we want to dissolve the polygons by their names. The name is num in this attribute table, so we'll choose num. And statistic fields are the fields that we can save in the result layer. So now here we need the type of the water surface, which is called objart.txt. So we'll choose that. And we can click on Run. As the result layer is already in the table of contents, we can right-click on that then to see the attribute table to see the problem if already solved. As we can see, the names are now unique. As we can see, there are more than 1,000 different lakes and rivers on this map, which we couldn't label all of them because that would be too overwhelming for the map and unable for map readers to read the map. To calculate the area of each lake and polygon, we need to go to Analysis, Tools, then search Add Geometry Attributes. Input feature will be biome dissolved. Geometric parameters will be geodesic area. Geometry properties will be area, which is geodesic area here. And area unit, we want to choose square meters. Coordinate systems will use the same system as current map. And then now we can click on Run. Then we can see there is already a new column added, a new field, which is called Area Geometry. Now we have the information that we need to label this layer. So we are going to visualize this polygon. I'll make this attribute table a little bit smaller. Then, since we don't need this layer, the undissolved one, we only need this result dissolved layer and also the biome as background. So we put back biome as the background a little bit up, and untick the unused useless layer, then put this dissolved one on the top. Then we are going to change the symbology of this layer by click on this, and then there will be a symbology here. And now we only need this to be gray. And we click apply. Or if we want it to be a little bit lighter, then we change it. And now we're going to change the symbology of the water surfaces by simply clicking here. And there will be a symbology pane here. And we choose the color as we can try a few options. First, I'm going to use this blue, apply. Now I'm going to zoom in to see the colors. As we can see, the rivers and lakes under this scale are not obvious at all. So here we need also outline. To better label the lakes and rivers separately, because they will have different labeling properties, the best method is going to select the lakes and rivers separately. To select the lakes, we are going to Analysis ribbon, click on Tools, and here we search Select. Input features will be water surfaces, and output features I'll name it as a lake select. And here I'm going to add expressions at clause, and the first clause will be the one to select the lakes is equal to, and I'm not going to visualize all the small lakes, so I'm also going to add a criteria on the area of the lakes. And area is greater than, and add. Then I click on Run. Here are the lakes that we want to label and visualize today. So first we are going to symbolize the lakes. The symbologies will be the same as we have said. The colors should be this, and outline color should be one shade. And apply. So after this, we're going to label the lake. First, going to go to the Contents pane, right-click, then we click on Labeling Properties. And here, first, we can also change the labeling by clicking Feature Layer, Labeling Ribbon. And first, we're going to change the symbol of the labels. Here will be a Label Class pane, automatically appear here. So we click on Symbol. Going to Appearance, and then this will be Tahoma, stay the same. And size would be 6 points, and the color would be this. And click on Apply. To have a look of the labels, we have to go to the Contents pane, right-click again, and click on Label to activate the labelings. And here we can see that are the settings we just set. We also need to go to Position, and here we choose Regular Placement, Horizontal around polygon, and preferred offset will be 1 point. And then we come here, remove duplicate labels, because we don't want multiple labels appear in one lake. So we are going to remove duplicate labels. Here we click Remove All. Afterwards, this will be changed automatically. The second step is going to select and label the rivers. To better label the rivers, we better convert the polygons into polyline, where we will have more options for the labeling properties. To convert the polygon into polyline, we go to Analysis, Tools, and here we search Polygon into line, Polygon to line. Input features will be water surface. Output feature, I'll name it as waterline. Then I click on Run. Then here we can see all the polygons are converted into polyline. Now I need to select the rivers from the lake. I go to Geoprocessing, then I search Select. Input features will be waterline, and output features I'll name it as riverline. Then the first step is going to select the rivers. Add. Because we can see there are many little fractures of the rivers that we don't want to show in the final map under this scale. So we're also going to add a criteria of the area to select the bigger rivers. It's greater than. Add. Now we click on Run. So here we can see the difference when we unclick the waterline layer. We can see these are the major rivers that we selected. And also there are some small parts of the rivers that belong to the big river, but we also don't want to show it on the map. Here is the point when we need to use editing tool. We click Edit ribbon, then I click on Select. Zoom into the small parts. And right-click, delete. The same goes to this one, click on that. But as we can see, this small fracture actually belongs to this line. If we delete that, this line will also be deleted. So what we could do is go into the Modify, and then we choose Split Line. We click on here again and choose Split Line. Then we could use the select tool to select it again and see it's already splitted. Right click and delete. Don't forget to save the editings afterwards. Then we are also going to select and delete these parts and these small parts. Afterwards, we're going to visualize the rivers. Click on the symbol. Then the color should be this one. And we change it to 1.3 points. Then click on Apply. Then we also need to unclick the water surface layer. We don't need it anymore. Now it's time to label the rivers. Right-click on the river and click Labeling Properties. Then symbols will be 6 points, same as a lake. Color the same. And now we activate the layer of the label. And then we click on position. Here should be regular placement and offset curved. And primary offset should be the default 1 point and above line. We also need to remove all the duplicate labels. For the purpose of labeling point features and creating a more complete map presentation, some major cities in Bavaria will also be mapped. Since we don't have such point shapefile, we need to create the shapefile directly in ArcGIS Pro. So to create a new shapefile, we need to go to Analysis, Tools, and Search. Create Feature Class. We'll name it as Bavaria Cities, and geometry type will be point. There is no template and no M, no Z, and the coordinate system will choose the coordinate system of the current map. And we run. For the criteria of the selection of the cities, we used Wikipedia for the biggest 10 cities in Bavaria and based on population. This is a site that was based on. We're choosing the first 10 cities and we're going to map it on the map. To get the location of the map, here is what we're going to do. We're going to map and choose base map, streets as base map. Then we unclick these two to get a closer look of the cities. Click on this layer To map the cities, we need to go to each city one by one and to map it on this layer. So we first click on this layer and then we go to Edit and click Create. Then on the right here will be a pane called Create Features. Then we click on it. Then we're going to move the mouse to where we're going to map the cities. For example, we're going to map Munich. So we move the mouse to Munich and just one simple click and it's created. After we created all the cities, don't forget to save it. To input the name of the city into the feature, we have to right-click on this layer and choose Attribute Table. Then we are going to add a field. It should be name. Data type is text. Then save. Now come to the attribute table. For the first point where Munich is, we're going to input the name Munich in. And come to Edit and save it. For the other 9 cities, we need to do the same. For the point feature, we first need to visualize, then also label it. So click on that, right-click, Symbology. And here we're going to use unique values. And the field will be name. Because Munich is the biggest and the capital city of the States, so we're going to make the symbol for Munich a little bit different from the others. What we're going to do is click on the rest beside Munich. After that, right-click, Group Values. First, we're going to symbolize the symbol of Munich. Click on the symbol, then we come to Gallery. I'm going to choose this one. The second is the other cities. I'm just going to use the normal circle, the red. Outline color should be no color. And maybe 8 points. Apply. Now we come to the second step of the point feature, to label it. Right-click on that and choose Labeling Properties. So first is about the symbol. Here we are going to choose Area and 8 points. The color should be dark gray and apply. Then activate this layer. Come to the position. Placement should be best position and preferred offset, leave them as default. Then we're going to unclick this layer or just remove it because we're not going to use it anymore. And we are going to leave the layers that will be mapped here. As you can see that there are a few overlapping in this map. So what we could do is also going to the labeling and we're going to change the weights and priority of the labelings. We come to the labeling ribbon and click on more and find weights. And we're setting the Bavaria cities layer as the highest weight, as 1,000. And river, maybe a little bit less. And then we apply and to see the result. As you can see here, it gets better. The name of the cities is not overlapping the rivers anymore. But when we get a closer look at this map, here we can see that this river has a little bit overlapping. So what we could do is going to click on river line to see the labeling properties. And we could set the primary offset as a little bit more, as maybe 2 points or 3 points. Click on map and then insert. Here we can click on new layout. And today I'm going to use the A3 landscape. Then to insert the map, I click on map frame default. And as the map is a little bit not in the center, so I'm going back to the map, move the map a bit and zoom in a bit. Then I come to this layout and then I insert map frame again. In this layout view, we can move this map frame, and we can also set the scale by clicking here. To make a better map presentation, here we are going to insert title, legend, north arrow, and scale bar. For title, we'll have to insert from here. Click on text, move it to the place where you want it to be, and you can also resize by clicking here or right click to see the properties to change the text here, or just simply click on the map. And also the text symbols can be changed here. North arrows can also be added here. I'm going to use a simple one. Then move, resize, and change the color of it. For scale bar, clicking here and change the format that you want to use. And here the unit of the scale bar can also be changed by under design selection ribbon. I normally use kilometer. The label can also be changed. I'll use km. For legend, going to insert and legend. Draw on a place where you want to map it. For the layers that are not appear on the map, we can unclick here. For example, this one, and this one. Then we can also resize the size of the legend here. To change more about the legend, we can right-click on this legend and convert to graphics. After this procedure, the legend is no longer synchronized with the changes that we'll make in the map. Then we can right-click again and select Ungroup. Then this legend will be ungrouped into several parts. And we can also ungroup again. And then to change the text or the position of each symbol one by one. Now this is the final map that I exported. As we can see in the map, the rivers and lakes and also the cities are correctly labeled. And here we can also see the text, the title, the text, and legend. Here I move the position and also the size of the legend, scale bar, and north arrow. There are always a lot more choices in the labeling properties and also a lot more options in the layout view. Try the possibilities and find out the best combination for a map. Enjoy and see you next time.